A real woman is beautiful, patient, kind, and most importantly, has strength.
She got it, independent, don't need nobody.
She don't need nobody.
Work, hustle, grind hard.
What else she do?
She inspired, she got it, building up her empire.
That girl be working.
Work, hustle, grind
She
hard.
just taking over the world.
She inspired.
Work.
Wine and dime, she got no time. Motivated on the
She like the grind.
Hustle through the week, she even hustle in her leisure
I see
time.
you, little mama.
Really classy and she fine. Meet her at the finish line. Catch her at the gym, you know she put in
that work,
overtime. Working, chasing her dreams, that's all she knows.
That's all she know.
Looking on the screen. There go Mo.
What's up with your mo?
Women who inspire.
Network.
Just to change the world.
She gonna change it too.
All my ladies said with me.
Who run the world?
You know them women run the world. She got it, independent, don't need nobody.
You got it, little mama.
Work, hustle, grind hard.
Welcome to another episode of Wine Talk. Today we have our special guest, Khadijah. Thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you.
So I know you traveled a long way, not only to share your story with me, but also with all the guests who are watching the show.
That's right.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. What are you currently doing?
Well, my name is Khadijah. How y'all doing out there? Right now, I'm a nursing assistant at Duke University Hospital in Durham. It took a long time to get there, but I finally made it. Thank you. I'll be graduating next year as a registered nurse. But like I said, it took me a while to get there. From the beginning, it started off. It just started off horrible. My mom was sold for crack. My grandma sold her for crack, and she was repeatedly raped, and hence, from being raped, she was promiscuous, very promiscuous, and she had me at a very young age, at 13 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, she was 13. My father was 18 at the time, so that was like the beginning of I feel like the beginning of my life. From when she got hurt. She could have been raised another way, which would have led me to be raised another way, but It was a different story. So from there, since she was so young, my father's family raised me, my dad's side.
At what age was that?
I was 6 months old when my mom decided to let me live with my father's side of the family. And from there, I stayed with them until I was 8, And they built that, I really feel like they saved me because they built that holy foundation in me. Like, they instilled God in me. They instilled, trust, like the values and morals that young ladies should have nowadays. They made me pray. I went to church. I was an usher. I was on the choir. I was doing my thing. I was raised right, And then one horrible day, I feel like it ended my childhood. My mom decided to come get me back. And I just never forget that day. Like, it was raining. It was ugly. It was like God knew that day was going to be the worst day ever. It was the beginning of the worst for me in the past.
And during this time, how old were you when your mother did take you back?
She came, I was 9 years old. I was 9 or 8 or 9, 8 turning 9. It was around that time. But as soon as she came and got me, she took me to a hotel room full of other kids. I'm like, who is these kids? I was raised thinking I was the only child. I knew who my mom was, I knew who my dad was, but that was it. I was raised with my dad's family. So when she came and got me, she took me to a hotel, and I met my siblings. I met my sister and brother. And from there, I was babysitting. I was cooking for them. I was just taking care of these little kids. I'm here at 9 years old, getting them up for school, making eggs, just
wow.
things.
It's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, that I didn't even know how to make eggs. Definitely a devastating time. I didn't feel safe in my home.
So during this time where you were taking care of your siblings, what was going through your minds at that moment? You're a young child.
Right.
You're seeing all this going on, and you were raised by your grandparents. How were you feeling during this period?
I was definitely feeling like an adult. I was feeling lonely, left out. I was feeling not knowing what to do next, what would come next. I had no clue who was going to be banging on the door in the middle of the night. I had no clue when I was going to wake up and she's going to be gone without telling anyone, nobody watching us. I'm 9, my sister is 6, my brother's 5, and we're just home alone all day, So I just didn't know what to expect at such a young age. I was confused. We definitely wasn't going to church. And being that I knew, I remember I was in 3rd grade, my sister was in kindergarten, and we missed so much school when everything caught up, when foster care found us, DHHS, when they finally found us, we had to get back enrolled in school, and I ended up failing that grade because we missed 79 days.
Oh, wow.
79. That's how long we were staying low. But we missed a lot of days in school, which ended up keeping us retained in the same grade. And from that point on, it was just a never-ending circle, a spiral downward. It was just unexpected events happening on and on. And
so when DSS, they finally found you in Fayetteville, from that point, what happens? Did they reunite you with your grandparents, or what did they do?
So that's a good question. I wish they would have reunited me back with my father's side of the family, who were raising me the right way. But instead, that's when we got into foster care. We were put into foster care. We was transferring to different houses. They separated us a little bit. I guess a family can't keep 3 kids. So most of the time I was alone if I wasn't with my sister and brother. I had met good people, and then I also met bad people. And over time, as I got older, of course things escalated. I went to a boot camp for 11 months.
How was that experience? Tell me a little bit about. I've heard the pros and cons of that.
Yeah. Well, definitely more cons than pros. I was away. I felt like I was in jail, just because I was older. And I'm not gonna lie, every chance I had, I wanted to run away and go back home to the loving, caring Christian family that raised me in the beginning. Every second I got, I was trying to run away back home to the love that I once had, that was stolen from me. I felt like my mom stole that from me.
Right.
And I felt like, what the heck? That's all I want, was to be cared for and loved for. And it seems like I can't. So after that point, the camp. Sorry. But camp for 11 months, that was just the beginning. I went to camp during my 16th birthday. I never forget, because I was like, man, I want to have a sweet 16,
right.
So it was hell, because I lived outside. Snow, rain, sleet, whatever. I stayed outside in cabins with 11 other girls. Yeah. And I'm just grateful that's over. It was definitely traumatizing. And then after that, I did 2 weeks in a psychiatric hospital because they thought I tried to kill myself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I don't think I tried to commit suicide. But they thought since I was cutting myself, which was an outlet for me, that I was trying to kill myself, but I wasn't. But hey, I spent 2 weeks in the ward.
So Khadijah, you've overcome so much. What has helped to mold you to be where you are today?
Good question. So once I had turned 18, going down the dark path, I just knew that I was destined for greatness. Like, I knew deep down that I wanted more and that I could be more. I just had to do it. And just because I turned 18 doesn't mean it got better. It definitely got worse first before it got better. I'm going to tell y'all now, it gets worse. It is worse before it gets better. But I got to my lowest. That's what happened. I got to my lowest. I started stripping. I started escorting. I just started being into that nightlife. I started doing drugs, following in the previous footsteps of my mom and my grandma. I just fell into the hole, just remember being so high and just like, oh my goodness, I don't like this feeling, you know, and the drugs and dancing and traveling, and it made me lose everything. You know, I was balling. You know, I had money, had a nice place, had a nice car. So when that happened to me, you know, I had to ask people for help. I started asking strangers. Well, actually, I asked a coworker. You know, I was like, hey, you know, can I stay with you? I don't mind sleeping on the couch. I just don't have anything or anywhere to go. You know, I just don't know what to do, and you know, can you just help me out? And he did. He actually did. He was very helpful the entire way. And during that time of redemption, I like to call it, I started to study myself. I started to ask myself questions like, you know, Khadijah, what are you doing? What's going on? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Who do you want to be? You know, I just started reevaluating myself. And it came to a point where once that evaluation finally went through and I started answering those questions back, I realized, okay, well, it's time to do something now. It's time to make a change.
Right.
And one day, I got a call back. I got a job. And this was like a year later from being low, you know, not even having money to buy pads, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got a call back and they were like, you know, we're going to give you a job. It's like, cool. But the job was 30 minutes away from where I was living at, you know? So I didn't have a way there, but it started off with faith. I just had faith, like, I'm going to get there some way, somehow. It doesn't matter. I'm going to get to this job every day. Every time I'm scheduled, I'm going to get there. And it began with that little faith, that little hope and belief that I'm going to get to this job at least. If I'm not going to do nothing else, I'm going to get to this job, get some money if I need some money. So I started working, and slowly, little by little, I started gaining things back. You know, I started accumulating my money back, turning my phone on, you know, buying things for myself, got another job, you know what I'm saying? And eventually, it just put more motivation in me, like, what? I'm getting things back. I'm much slower now. My mind is eased down. You know, I ain't living that fast life. And also having the right people around you also made me believe that I can be better than what I was.
And that can help drastically.
Yes.
For sure.
I definitely had to believe that. And so in 2017, I had enrolled in school. I was like, you know, it's time to be something, girl. It's time to do it, you know. Ain't no need to wear Nikes if you're not going to do it. So I was like, all right, it's time just to stop. Let's stop the cycles. I want to break that generational curse that's in my family. I don't have no kids, thank God. But for the ladies that do have kids, you still can do it too, you know what I'm saying? But I was just like, all right, like, it's just a matter of actions now. And I, you know, take one day at a time. 1 year came, and I'm like, what? I'm about to graduate. And then I became, it just all happened. Like, once you have just a little bit of faith, God just put things, he started giving you blessings, start showing you, like, yo, this is what, you doing it, since you having faith and hope that you can do it, I'm about to show you, you know, what you can handle. I'm about to give it to you. You know, you done been through so much that changed your character. Like, my past has set me up for my future for a reason, you know what I'm saying? It's just set me up so well. You know, now I'm the president of Foster and Bright Futures, which help transition adults from foster care.
That's awesome.
I just got into the nursing program. This is my second week of school of nursing. You know, I got a great car, a nice place. You know, I just have things that I have lost, but times double. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just so grateful. Like, when I was a stripper, I would never thought, like, yeah, I just couldn't see myself being there the whole entire time.
You know, you have, first off, I want to say I'm extremely proud of you, you know. So I want you to continue to keep striving, continue to push. And for everyone who's watching, you are the perfect example of overcoming any obstacle and not being a statistic. Point blank. So I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, Khadijah, I want to thank you for coming onto the show today, for sharing your story not only with me, but for everyone who's watching. Keep up the good work and keep on pushing, girls.
Oh,
You got
yes.
it.
Oh, yes. I just want to let y'all know that the future is now. Like, you got to live your future exactly when you say you're ready to stop doing how
Now.
you feel it. Like, it's now. It's not tomorrow. It's not yesterday. Like, as soon as you make up in your mind, like, all right, I'm sick of this, that's when your future starts. That's why my name is Second Chance Khadijah on Instagram.
I know that's right. Thank you so much, Khadijah.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you for tuning in to another week on Wine Talk. Today we heard Khadijah's story and we learned that no matter what situation you might go through, there's always that piece of faith that you can always hold on to. Keep on pushing, keep on going. Stay tuned for another episode next week.